Hey everybody, it's Mike Johnson, Pwinsidertv here with reality star Bryan Danielson.
Big reality star.
Big reality star. Congratulations on the engagement, by the way.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing it on TV. No pressure there when you're going to pop the question on TV.
Yeah.
We are about 24 hours removed from Hell in a Cell as we record this. You've obviously been in a lot of different situations over the course of your career, internationally, independently, and even in WWE. Where does Hell in a Cell measure up to all that?
It's cool because it's a new challenge, and I've never been in a Hell in a Cell match. You know, I was there the last couple years when they've done the Hell in a Cell matches and seen it come down and actually been inside it as they lower it, just to be like, whoa, this is really cool. But now I get to be the one actually wrestling in there, so I'm really looking forward to it. And not only that, it's a good opportunity for me to main event another pay-per-view, and not many guys get to do that these days.
Well, you know, this is kind of like the pinnacle for you. This is number 4 in a row.
Number 4 in a row.
Starting with SummerSlam.
Yep.
So I mean, you know, you're no stranger to working main event matches.
Right.
You know, how is the pressure different working a main event match on WWE pay-per-view versus elsewhere in the world?
You know what? I actually feel less pressure.
Really?
Being in the WWE main event matches. Some of those Ring of Honor shows, you'd go out there and you'd be in the main event, and there'd be so much stuff going on, and it would be. There was one I was main eventing with Roderick Strong, and it was WrestleMania weekend in Chicago. I think it was 2006. We just had to follow this Dragon Gate match, and it was 12 o'clock. It was midnight when we went in the ring, and we wrestled for 56 minutes. And now, don't get me wrong, we wrestled hard and it was a good match, but people were getting up and leaving because it's too late. That's pressure to me, like having to sustain people's attention spans when they've been there already 4 hours. So yeah, this is more just really enjoyable. And Shawn Michaels told me when I was training, if you don't get nervous before you step through that curtain, then you don't. You probably shouldn't do this anymore. So there's always that little bit of nervousness because you want to go out there and you just want to give people everything that you've got, and you want to give them a great match and all that kind of stuff, especially when you're in the main event. But the nerves of having to follow something. The only time I really felt that was at SummerSlam when I was watching CM Punk and Brock Lesnar and going, oh my gosh, we've got to follow this.
It's like Dragon Gate all over again.
Right, yeah. So that's the only time. Let's
talk about SummerSlam for a second, because a lot of people have made a lot of noise about Randy cashing in Money in the Bank, and that kind of overshadowed you beating John. What was that moment like when you beat John for the belt? And, you know, what do you say to the fans that kind of get a little upset about the ongoing storyline and with you, and they're like, just, you know, let him be there?
Yeah.
You know, what do you say to those fans who are very critical of that?
Well, let him be critical. And I've always thought that the fans have the right to say what they want and to be critical about something. If you don't like it, say it, right? Like we live in a free country, and the problem is that people don't voice their opinions enough. People sit on their hands too much and don't say what they feel and say what they really believe in. If they believe that, say it, and that's good, because constructive criticism is always good to me. Like and the company can take it how they want to. If they listen to it, and if they look at it and say like, oh, wait a second, they don't have any valid points, we want them to be upset, hey, that's okay. But if they look at it and say, hey, that is a valid point, we might need to change something. I mean, that's the basis for change to me, is constructive criticism and people going against the norm.
Speaking of constructive criticism, sorry about that. Speaking of constructive criticism, because I get tapped to close out, you know, a lot of long-time fans always talk about the Final Countdown being your theme music.
Yeah.
After a couple of years, CM Punk was kind of able to like push in Cult of Personality.
Right.
Do you think maybe down the line sometime we'll see Final Countdown return for you?
Do you know what? It'll be interesting. I'd love to have it. It's just a matter of cost and spending and that sort of thing. And I don't know. Changing music is always weird. The first couple times somebody comes out to new music, even when Punk came out to Cult of Personality, it's always just weird. And so sometimes you just get used to the norm, and you're afraid of because Final Countdown was such a niche thing that like people on the independents would really appreciate, because they also think of it as kind of funny. It's almost like an in-joke, and I don't know if it would work like that in WWE.
Well, you got a busy 24 hours ahead of you. We hope you had a good time at Ringsidefest, and wish you nothing but the best at Hell in a Cell, and obviously going forward.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, take care, Daniel.